Welcome guys, and welcome to the top 10 story-rich single-player games. With any further ado, let's jump straight into the video. Ricochet is the upcoming action-adventure shooter game for Microsoft, Windows and Xbox One. Ricochet is played from the third-person view, centering around Jsut and her robotic companion, whose function is to aid her in combat and puzzle solving. Players can level up Jsut weapons and vitality. Ranged weapons have 4 kinds of ammunition distinguished by color, each with a purpose to take down enemies with matching colors. Furthermore, if one of Jsut's companions matches the color of an enemy, it will thus inflict more damage on combat. Jsut also wields a grappling hook that she uses to navigate across platforms and extract her enemy cores, and high-flying environmental challenges represents the puzzle solving in the game. South Park: The Fractured But Whole takes place after the events of South Park: The Stick of Truth. The children of South Park begin a new adventure, again set in the fictional town of South Park in the Colorado Rocky Mountains, becoming role-playing superheroes. South Park: The Fractured But Whole will feature 12 superhero classes.
Hey! Do not touch that! That device can blow up the entire Milky Way galaxy! Jesus, fuck!
In-game, those who side with Cartman join Coon and friends, while rival group Freedom Pals call for their own franchise, starting a civil war between the two groups. The player again controls the new kid, though now has the option to changing his gender to female. Kingdom Come: Deliverance is an upcoming role-playing video game developed by Warhorse Studios. It is set in the medieval kingdom of Bohemia, an imperial state of the Holy Roman Empire, with a focus on historically accurate and realistic content. Kingdom Come: Deliverance is set to be open world environment and will utilize a classless role-playing game system, allowing players to customize their skill to take roles such as a warrior, bard, thief or something in between. Abilities and stats will grow depending on what players does and say through branched dialogue trees. During conversation, the time players takes to make a decision is limited and will have effect on their relations with others. Reputation will be based on player choices and therefore can bring consequences. Kingdom Come: Deliverance will use first-person view and feature both ranged and melee combat. Combat is based on physics system using in-universe cinematics to determine the reactions of both combats based on the speed and weight of the blow. The game is scheduled for a release in 2017. SpiderMan is an upcoming world action-adventure game being developed by Insomniac Games and is to be published by Sony Interactive Entertainment for the PlayStation 4 console. The game will tell an entirely new story about Spider-Man and is not tied to the film or comic book. As for the new footage gameplay they released, the characters and the open world look highly detailed and alive. The game will cover both Peter Parker and Spider-Man aspects of the characters and will feature a more experienced Spider-Man. Currently we don't know a lot about the game yet, but we will make all you should know about the game when it comes out, so don't forget to check it out. Prey is an upcoming first-person shooter video game developed by Arcane Studios, and is published by Bethesda Softworks. The game has changed completely from what we saw back, and it's now a near-future sci-fi FPS, in which you awake aboard a space station in the year 2032. As a central element of an experiment meant to change the course of human evolution. The space station has overrun by hostile aliens and you are now being hunted. As you dig into the dark secrets of Talos and your own past, you must survive using the tools found in the station, your wits, weapons and mind-bending abilities. Prey will likely to have a lot more going on than your usual run and gun FPS. Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 is an upcoming open-world first-person tactical shooter in development by CI Games. The game takes place in a modern day with a series of conflicts between 3 hostile factions. In order to prevent other Cold War from happening, players must take control over the retired American Marine named Jonathan North, with whom he shares the dark past. Players are allowed to use different approaches to complete missions and defeat enemies, as maps are now larger and more open-ended. For instance, players can utilize stealth, melee combat to kill enemies in gun and run style, or to use the weapon or gadget provided, like sniper rifles to snipe enemies from long distance. The game is set to be released worldwide on January 27th, 2017. Outlast 2 is back again to chill your spine. With a new survival horror adventure, in Outlast 2 you play as Blake Langerman, a cameraman who along with her wife Lynn are investigating the murder of a pregnant woman. You begin aboard a helicopter that crashes into Arizona desert. Just like in a prequel, all you can do is run and hide. And the only equipment that can save your ass is the camcorder. Red barrels have made the world more realistic, with the new ways to interact with them. As always, the sound is highly detailed. You can even hear the slightest movement in the cornfield. After playing Outlast and Whistleblower, the sound effect is what makes as scary as it is. They have really done a good job in the detailing the textures as seen in the gameplay. We have a gameplay walkthrough on the game as soon as we get our hands on it. Outlast 2 is scheduled to drop in fall 2016 for PS4, Xbox One and PC. Days Gone is a brutal post-apocalyptic open-world adventure game that follows the story of John, a drifter and bounty hunter struggling out of existence in the high desert of Pacific Northwest. The game offers huge number of hostile zombies on your tail like no other game has ever done yet, and most of the times running is always better than gunfights, as you only have limited supplies. Scavenging is the key to survival. The motorcycle shown in the trailer is a crucial element of the game, because not only you can store extra items on your bike, it's also your primary means for traversing the game's world and of course for expanding from the endless wave of zombies. The release date of this PS4 exclusive game isn't confirmed yet. Mafia III is an upcoming story-rich open-world game. In Mafia III you play as Lincoln Clay. In the bloodthirsty revenge of the Italian Mafia and conquer the seedy underworld of New Orleans, Mafia 3 combines cinematic storytelling with a dynamic narrative structure that responds to players' choices. As the story progresses, you will be able to ally with other criminals. The gameplay is action-packed, with the third-person view over you when you pop some heads with your rifle and shred some men with your shotgun. The map is extremely huge, with variety of terrain and a lot more countryside explored. The city looks fantastic with atmospheric lighting, dirty streets and colorful neon lights adding to the feeling of the place being alive. The graphics looks great. Dishonored 2 is an upcoming action-adventure stealth role-playing video game, being developed by Arcane Studios and published by Bethesda Softworks. The series takes place in the fictional empire of Islais, with the majority of Dishonored 2 set in Karnaca, a coastal city based on the areas in southern Europe. After Empress Emily Calvin is deposed by an otherworldly usurper, the players may choose between playing as either Emily or her bodyguard and father Corvo Atano, as they attempt to reclaim the throne. If you decide to play as Emily in Dishonored 2, then it's all new for you. She has her own set of powers, her own assassination style and her own set of animations. She also got that awesome tentacle arm that you can see in the trailer too. If you play as Corvo, things will be more familiar. He uses the Red Swarm, Possession, Time Stops and other skills you know from the first game. Apparently he'll feel a more heavy and brutish than Emily, especially as he got 15 additional years on him now. The game is scheduled to be released on November 11th, 2016. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, let me know in the comment section below by posting a comment. This was an awesome video, or hit that like button, that would really appreciate it. Anyway, have a great day guys, and I see you in the next one.